If you completely stop eating sugar for the next 14 days, your body does not just lose a craving, it goes through a full metabolic shift. Most people think sugar only affects weight, but in reality, sugar influences almost every system in your body, from your brain, to your hormones, to your energy levels, and even your organs. So when you remove sugar, you are not just dieting, you are forcing your body to switch its primary fuel source, and that process begins much faster than most people expect. Within the first 24 hours, your body starts reacting immediately, because it is used to running on glucose. Every time you eat sugar, or refined carbohydrates, they break down into glucose. This glucose enters your bloodstream, and your body releases insulin. Insulin's job is simple, to push that sugar out of your blood. But if you consume sugar frequently, your body is constantly producing insulin. Over time, your cells become less responsive. This is insulin resistance. It is a root cause of weight gain, fatigue, constant hunger, and even type 2 diabetes. Now, you suddenly stop eating sugar. Your body is forced into a different state. It no longer has quick access to glucose, so it begins searching for another energy source. At first, this creates discomfort. During the first 2 to 3 days, you may experience headaches, irritability, and strong cravings. This is not a bad sign. This is your body adapting. It is transitioning from a sugar-burning mode to a fat-burning mode. Now here's what's happening internally. Your stored glycogen, which is stored sugar in your liver and muscles, starts getting used up. And along with glycogen, your body also releases water. This is why many people notice rapid weight loss in the first few days. But it's mostly water weight. However, this is just the beginning, because once glycogen is depleted, your body must switch to burning fat. Around day 3 to day 5, your body starts producing ketones. Ketones are molecules made from fat, and they become your new energy source. This state is called ketosis, and when your body enters ketosis, your hunger starts to decrease. Your blood sugar becomes stable. Without sugar, those spikes and crashes disappear. Your energy becomes more stable, and your brain no longer signals constant hunger. Now let's talk about the brain. Sugar activates the reward system, releasing dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure and addiction. When you remove sugar, your brain initially reacts. You may feel low motivation or mood swings because dopamine stimulation is reduced. But this is temporary. As your brain adapts, it begins to regulate itself. Within days, people report improved mental clarity and better focus. Now let's move to another major change. Inflammation. Sugar is one of the biggest contributors to chronic inflammation in the body. When you remove sugar, inflammation begins to decrease. Less joint stiffness, less pain, better mobility. Even your skin may start to improve. Sugar contributes to glycation, where sugar molecules damage collagen. This leads to wrinkles. Without sugar, your skin begins to repair itself. When sugar spikes, insulin rises, and then blood sugar drops quickly. That drop creates fatigue. But without sugar, fuel is steady. Insulin is also a fat storage hormone. High insulin prevents fat from being burned. When you stop eating sugar, insulin levels decrease. By the end of the first week, your body becomes more adapted. Cravings reduce significantly. Your metabolism begins to shift. What starts as a simple change turns into a complete metabolic reset, a shift that affects your brain, hormones, and long-term health. As your body moves deeper into this transition, the changes become more measurable, more noticeable, and more impactful. By the time you reach around day 5 to day 7, your metabolism is no longer confused. It has started adapting. Your body is learning how to efficiently use fat as its primary fuel. And this is where one of the most important shifts begins. Your relationship with hunger changes. Before removing sugar, hunger was frequent. You felt the need to eat every few hours, not because your body truly needed energy, but because your blood sugar was unstable. Now, without constant sugar intake, your blood sugar stabilizes, and when blood sugar is stable, hunger signals become more accurate. You start eating because your body needs fuel, not because of cravings. This is a major metabolic advantage, because it naturally reduces overeating. Now let's go deeper into fat burning. At this stage, your insulin levels are significantly lower than before. And when insulin is low, fat-burning enzymes become more active. This allows your body to access stored fat and use it for energy. But there's another important factor here. Your body starts increasing something called mitochondrial efficiency. Mitochondria are the energy-producing units inside your cells. When you rely heavily on sugar, mitochondria are under constant stress because glucose metabolism is fast, but not always efficient. However, when your body shifts to fat metabolism, mitochondria begin to work more efficiently. This leads to more sustained energy, less fatigue, better endurance. Now let's talk about your liver, because sugar has a direct impact on liver health. When you consume excess sugar, especially fructose, it is processed in the liver. And over time, this can lead to fat accumulation. This condition is known as fatty liver, and many people have it without even knowing. Now when you remove sugar, your liver finally gets a break. It no longer has to process excess sugar. Instead, it begins to mobilize stored fat, and slowly, that fat starts decreasing. This improves liver function, and when your liver works better, your entire metabolism improves. Now let's move to another critical system, your hormones. Sugar affects multiple hormones in your body, not just insulin. It also influences cortisol, stress hormone, leptin, fullness hormone, and ghrelin, hunger hormone. When you consume sugar frequently, these hormones become dysregulated. Leptin resistance develops, which means your brain does not receive signals. Ghrelin increases, making you feel hungry more often, and cortisol levels may rise, especially with blood sugar fluctuations. Now when you stop sugar, these hormones begin to rebalance. Leptin sensitivity improves. You feel full with less food. Ghrelin stabilizes. Hunger becomes less frequent, and cortisol levels become more stable. This has a direct effect on your stress levels. You feel calmer, more in control. Now let's talk about your brain again, but from a different angle. Neuroplasticity. High sugar intake has been linked to reduced cognitive performance, memory issues, brain fog, reduced concentration. But when sugar is removed and ketones become the primary fuel, the brain experiences something different. Ketones are a cleaner energy source. They produce less oxidative stress, and they support better brain function. This is why many people report sharper thinking, improved memory, better focus. Now let's discuss inflammation in more detail. Chronic inflammation is one of the underlying factors in many diseases, and sugar plays a significant role in promoting it. When sugar intake is high, inflammatory markers in the body increase. This affects arteries, joints, organs, and the nervous system. Now, as you remove sugar, inflammation begins to decrease, and this has widespread effects. Joint discomfort reduces, mobility improves. Even your cardiovascular system benefits, because lower inflammation means less stress on your blood vessels. Now here's something many people overlook. Water balance. Earlier, when your body used glycogen, it stored water along with it. Now that glycogen is depleted, your body releases that excess water. But beyond that, your electrolyte balance becomes important, because as insulin levels drop, your kidneys excrete more sodium. This can lead to symptoms like weakness, dizziness, fatigue. This is why maintaining proper hydration and minerals is important during this phase. Now let's talk about your digestive system. Sugar feeds certain types of bacteria in your gut, especially harmful bacteria and yeast. This can disrupt your gut microbiome, leading to bloating, gas, digestive discomfort. Now when you remove sugar, you begin to starve those harmful microbes, and beneficial bacteria start to thrive. This improves digestion, reduces bloating, and enhances nutrient absorption. Now here's another interesting effect. Taste sensitivity changes. When you regularly consume sugar, your taste receptors become desensitized. But after several days without sugar, your taste buds reset. Natural foods start tasting better. Fruits taste sweeter. Simple meals become more enjoyable. And this reduces your dependence on sugar. Now let's talk about sleep. Blood sugar fluctuations can disrupt sleep patterns, especially if sugar is consumed later in the day. Spikes and crashes. can interfere with your body's natural rhythm. But when sugar is removed, sleep often improves. You fall asleep more easily, and your sleep becomes deeper. This further enhances recovery. Now, by the end of the second week approaching, your body is no longer in transition. It is adapted. Fat burning becomes more efficient. Cravings are minimal. Energy is stable. Mental clarity is improved, and your body is functioning in a more balanced state. But what's most important is that these changes are not temporary. They represent a shift in how your body operates, from dependency on sugar to metabolic flexibility. And this flexibility is one of the most powerful states your body can achieve, because it allows you to switch between energy sources efficiently without extreme fluctuations. And this sets the foundation for long-term health improvements that go far beyond just weight loss. As your body continues adapting beyond the first week, something deeper begins to stabilize. Not just your energy, not just your hunger, but your entire metabolic rhythm. This is where most people begin to notice a real difference. Because the initial discomfort is gone, the cravings that once felt intense are now significantly reduced, and what replaces them is control. Now let's take a closer look at what is happening internally at this stage. One of the most important changes is improved insulin sensitivity. Earlier, when sugar intake was frequent, your body required more insulin to manage blood sugar. Now, your cells begin to respond better to insulin. This means lower insulin levels, better blood sugar control, and reduced fat storage. And this is critical for long-term health, because insulin resistance is not just about weight gain. It is strongly linked to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. So improving insulin sensitivity is one of the most powerful benefits of removing sugar. Now let's move to your cardiovascular system. Sugar has a significant impact on heart health. High sugar intake is associated with increased triglycerides, higher blood pressure, and arterial damage. When you eliminate sugar, these risk factors begin to improve. Triglyceride levels decrease, blood pressure may stabilize, and inflammation in the arteries reduces. Now let's talk about fat loss again, but in a more specific way. Not all fat in the body is the same. There is subcutaneous fat, which is stored under the skin, and then there is visceral fat, which surrounds your internal organs. Visceral fat is more dangerous. When your body enters a fat-burning state, it begins to target this stored fat, especially when insulin levels are low. This means that over time, your body composition improves, not just weight, but actual fat reduction in critical areas. Now let's go deeper into the brain again, because another major benefit begins to emerge. Improved emotional stability. Sugar highs and crashes don't just affect energy, they affect mood, irritability, anxiety, mood swings. These are often linked to unstable blood sugar. Now, with stable glucose levels, your mood becomes more consistent. You feel calmer, more balanced, less reactive. And this has a direct impact on your daily life. Better decision-making, better focus, better emotional control. Now let's discuss something very important: cravings. By this stage, your sugar cravings are not just reduced, they are fundamentally changing. Earlier, cravings were driven by both habit and biology. Now, both factors are weakening. Your brain is no longer dependent on sugar for dopamine spikes, and your body is no longer experiencing blood sugar crashes. This combination breaks the cycle of addiction. Now let's move to your immune system. Chronic sugar intake can suppress immune function. It affects how your body responds to infections. But when sugar is removed, immune function improves. Your body becomes more efficient at responding to threats. Inflammation decreases, recovery improves, and overall resilience increases. Now let's talk about aging. Sugar has a direct effect on how your body ages. Earlier we mentioned glycation. This process not only affects your skin, but also your internal tissues. It damages proteins in the body, including those in your blood vessels. Over time, this accelerates aging. Now, by reducing sugar intake, you slow down this process, supporting healthier skin and better organ function. Now let's discuss metabolic flexibility. This is your body's ability to switch between fuel sources, glucose and fat. When you remove sugar and your body adapts, you regain this flexibility. Your body can use fat for energy and maintain stable levels. This is one of the healthiest metabolic states you can achieve. Now let's talk about physical performance. Many believe energy will decrease, but the opposite happens. Once your body adapts to fat burning, energy becomes more sustained. You don't rely on quick bursts, you have steady fuel. This improves endurance. Now, another important change is reduced water retention. Earlier, your body held onto excess water due to glycogen storage. Now, with lower glycogen levels, water balance normalizes. This reduces bloating and creates a leaner appearance. Now let's talk about mental discipline, because this process is not just physical, it is also behavioral. Removing sugar requires awareness. It requires breaking habits and creating new patterns. This strengthens your ability to control impulses, and this benefit extends beyond food. By this stage, your body is no longer dependent on sugar. But if sugar is reintroduced in large amounts, the old patterns can return. Cravings can come back, energy fluctuations can reappear. This is why awareness remains important. Now let's bring everything together. Your body has gone through a metabolic shift, hormonal balancing, reduced inflammation, improved brain function, and enhanced fat burning. And all of this started from one simple change: removing sugar. But what makes this powerful is the long-term impact. Once your body experiences this state, it becomes easier to maintain it. This sets the stage for sustained health improvements that continue to build. As your body moves deeper into this state, the changes are no longer just internal. They begin to show externally. You can actually see them. Look at your face in the mirror. The puffiness that was once there starts to reduce. This happens because your body is holding less water. Earlier, high insulin levels caused your body to retain sodium and water. Now, with lower insulin, excess fluid is released. Your face looks sharper, your skin looks clearer, and this is not just cosmetic. It reflects internal improvement. Now shift your focus to your abdomen. This is where one of the most important changes happens: visceral fat. The fat surrounding your organs begins to decrease. This fat is not just stored energy. It actively produces inflammatory compounds, which affect your entire body. Now imagine this visually. Your liver, previously surrounded by fat, now slowly becoming cleaner, less burdened, more efficient. This directly improves how your body processes nutrients. Now let's go deeper into the liver itself. Without constant sugar intake, the liver shifts its function. Instead of converting excess sugar into fat, it begins breaking down stored fat. This process produces ketones. Now picture this clearly: fat cells releasing stored fat, that fat traveling to the liver, and being converted into usable energy. This is your body running on stored fuel. Now move to your bloodstream. Earlier, frequent sugar intake caused spikes, glucose rising rapidly, insulin responding aggressively, then a crash. Now, visualize a flat, stable line. No spikes, no crashes. This stability is what gives you consistent energy. Now focus on your brain. When sugar was your primary fuel, energy supply was unstable. Now, ketones provide a steady source of energy. Imagine your brain cells receiving clean, constant fuel. This improves communication between neurons. You think more clearly. You process information faster. Now let's look at inflammation again, but from a visual perspective. Earlier, your body was in a low-grade inflammatory state. Think of it like a constant internal irritation. Now, that irritation begins to calm down. Your joints feel less stiff. Your movements feel smoother. Now imagine your arteries. Before, sugar contributed to inflammation in the lining. Now, with reduced sugar intake, that stress decreases. Blood flow becomes more efficient. Now shift to your digestive system. Your gut microbiome is changing. Earlier, sugar fed harmful bacteria. Now, those bacteria are being reduced. Beneficial bacteria begin to grow. Visualize a balanced gut environment. Less bloating, less discomfort. Now let's focus on your energy throughout the day. Morning. Instead of waking up feeling tired, you feel more refreshed because your blood sugar remained stable overnight. Midday. No sudden crashes after meals. No strong need for sugar or caffeine. Evening. Energy remains steady. No extreme fatigue. This is what metabolic stability looks like. Now let's go deeper into fat adaptation. Your body is now more efficient at accessing stored fat. This means, even when you are not eating, your body continues to produce energy. Visualize your body switching smoothly between fuel sources. No panic, no energy drop, just steady function. Now let's talk about something critical. Craving triggers. Earlier, simple things triggered cravings. Seeing sweets, smelling food, even emotional stress. Now, those triggers lose power because your body is no longer dependent on sugar. Your brain is no longer seeking constant dopamine spikes from sugar. This gives you control. Now let's move to physical activity. When your body relies on sugar, energy is short-lived. You get quick bursts, followed by fatigue. Now, with fat as a fuel source, energy is sustained. You can perform longer, recover faster, and feel less exhausted afterward. Now imagine your muscles receiving a steady supply of energy instead of fluctuating glucose levels. This improves endurance and reduces muscle fatigue. Now let's look at your sleep again. Stable blood sugar means fewer disruptions. You fall asleep more easily and stay asleep longer. Visualize deep, uninterrupted sleep cycles. This improves recovery, hormone balance, and overall health. Now here's something very important. At this stage, your body has adapted, but adaptation requires consistency. If sugar is suddenly reintroduced in large amounts, visualize what happens. Blood sugar spikes again. Insulin rises rapidly, and the old cycle begins to return. Cravings, energy crashes, inflammation. This is why awareness is critical, because your body responds to what you consistently give it. Now let's bring everything into one clear picture. Your body, now operating in a more stable state. Your brain, clear and focused. Your energy, consistent throughout the day. Your metabolism, efficient and flexible. And all of this from removing one major factor, sugar. But the most powerful part of this transformation is not just physical, it is control. Control over your hunger, control over your energy, control over your habits. And when you gain that control, you are no longer reacting to your body, you are guiding it. And that is where real long-term change begins. Your body has completed a full transition from being dependent on sugar to becoming metabolically flexible. This is not just a small change. This is a complete shift in how your body produces and uses energy. Now picture your entire system working in sync. Your blood sugar, stable, your insulin levels, controlled, your energy, consistent throughout the day. Now visualize your cells. Earlier, they were constantly overloaded with glucose. Now, they are receiving a balanced, steady fuel supply. This reduces stress at the cellular level. And when cells are less stressed, they function better. Now shift your focus to your fat stores. Instead of being locked away, they are now accessible. Your body can tap into them whenever needed. Visualize stored fat being used as energy throughout the day, even while you are resting. Now move to your brain. Earlier, it depended on constant sugar intake. Now, it is running efficiently on ketones. Visualize clear signals between neurons. Faster processing, sharper thinking, no brain fog. Now let's look at your daily life. Morning. You wake up without heavy fatigue. No immediate need for sugar or caffeine. Your body already has energy available. Midday. You remain focused. No sudden drops in energy. No strong cravings pulling your attention. Evening. Your body still has stable energy. No extreme exhaustion. Now imagine your meals. You are no longer eating out of urgency. You eat because your body actually needs fuel. Your portion sizes naturally adjust, without forcing yourself. Now let's go deeper into long-term impact, because what happens after 14 days is just the beginning. If this pattern continues, your body keeps improving. Insulin sensitivity continues to increase. Fat burning becomes more efficient. Inflammation remains low. Now visualize your internal organs, your liver, cleaner and less burdened, your pancreas, not overworking to produce insulin. Your heart, under less stress from inflammation. Your kidneys, functioning more efficiently. Now imagine your blood vessels, clearer pathways, better circulation, lower pressure. All of this reduces long-term health risks. Now let's talk about something very important: relapse. Because many people experience these benefits, but then return to old habits. Visualize this scenario. Sugar is reintroduced frequently. Blood sugar spikes again, insulin rises, fat storage increases, cravings return, and the cycle restarts. But here's the difference now. Your body remembers this new state. It has experienced stability. It has experienced balance. So returning to that state becomes easier. Now imagine maintaining a balanced approach, not extreme restriction, but awareness, occasional sugar, without returning to dependency. This is where true control exists. Now let's bring your attention to behavior. Because this transformation is not just physical, it changes how you make decisions. You become more aware of what you consume. You recognize how your body responds, and this awareness influences your choices. Now visualize your routine. Consistent energy, better focus, improved productivity. These are not isolated benefits. They affect every area of your life. Now let's go deeper into discipline, because removing sugar requires breaking patterns and building new ones. This strengthens your mental control, and that control extends beyond food. Now imagine applying that same discipline to other areas of your life: work, health, daily habits. This is where real transformation expands. Now here's the most important point. What you experienced in 14 days is proof. Proof that your body can change. Proof that your habits can shift. Proof that your health is not fixed. It is adaptable. Now visualize two different paths. One where sugar remains a constant part of your diet, leading to instability, fatigue, long-term health issues. And another path where sugar is controlled, where your body remains balanced, where your energy is stable. The difference between these two paths is not genetics. It is daily choices. Now imagine continuing on the second path. Day after day, your body continues to improve, your mind becomes clearer, your habits become stronger, and over time, these small decisions create massive results. Now bring everything together. Your metabolism, efficient, your brain, focused, your body, balanced, your energy, stable. And all of this started with one simple decision: to stop consuming sugar, not forever, but long enough, to reset your system. And once that reset happens, everything changes, because now, you are no longer controlled by cravings. You are no longer dependent on quick energy. You are operating from balance. And that balance is what creates long-term health. Not short-term results, but sustainable transformation. And that is the real impact of removing sugar from your life.